Hello, Joe. How are you?
Good. How are you today?
I'm very good, thank you. How's your week been? What's been the highlight for you this week?
Oh, my highlight this week. We have been jammed because at Bellingen we have a thing called Camp Creative, and it brings a whole lot of people to town. So it's been like, for example, I was in the pottery shop the other day, and a Tarago van of ladies pulled up with some 1990s music playing, and there was 8 of them in this little van, and they were from like Stradbroke Island, and they were all in our age, and they all came to do. So it's the town's been really fun and full of energy and vibrational energy of creative people. So it's been a really good week.
How good's that? See, how uplifting is that? People's energy can
Yeah.
uplift. So remember that,
Yeah.
people. If you're in a good mood, you're going to uplift others. If you're in a heavy mood, stay at home because you're going to pull others down.
Yes. And that leads to our conversation this week about affirmations, because it
Yes.
all is about your vibration, don't you think?
Totally agree. So
Yes.
affirmations are really, really good when you're in a lull. I mean, I use them every
Yeah.
day. I shouldn't just say when I'm in a lull, but when I need to shift a heavy mindset, affirmations are amazing. And when you're in a positive mindset, really good to have them, really good to
Yeah.
use them.
Absolutely. And the thing that I find that people get a bit stuck on is that they think that they need to say 3 affirmations and that's their like that's what they need to do per day. But how I teach it is that it's like the whole day with your thoughts and your talk, you've got to affirm and vibrate to what you're wanting.
Oh, I
And we all
like
have
that, Joe.
yes. So it's not just, oh, I've been saying my affirmations, but then you might talk to someone down the street and you might say, for example, another day, another dollar. And then that's lowering, like it's contradicting what you're wanting. Does that make sense?
Yeah, so
So
it's got to
I
be a
often,
mindset shift. You've got to change the
yeah,
mindset with the affirmation so that the mind and the
yeah.
affirmation are aligned.
Now we all get negative thoughts, but I kind of just will say to myself, cancel that. But I actually don't think that or wish that or desire that. But it's just, affirmations get a bad rap because people go, oh, yeah, I've tried that. Didn't work. And it's just they tried it for a little bit, but they didn't really live and breathe affirming the life they wanted. Does that make sense?
Yeah, they're
So
not
yeah.
consistent. And they're not
No.
believing it. You can say it, but if you don't believe it, nothing's going to shift. Nothing's going to change because the energy behind it is going to be it's
Yes.
words. There's no belief. Does that make sense? So, an affirmation has to be something that you 100% support, 100% believe, so that you can create that amazing version of yourself.
Yes. And sometimes, like, we all want, say, for example, I don't know what am I saying here. We both want 10,000 followers on our subscription page here, for example. But if we're not believing that we can attract that in a certain amount of time, we've got to let's get 500 followers, subscribers.
Yes.
Like, so I think it's more for your body to accept it when you do it in smaller increments. The other thing that I do when I'm talking with people and helping them in a mentoring way to achieve their dreams and goals is I run it through their whole chakra system. So, how does your base chakra feel about that? Now, if you grew up in a home that it was just about the fittest and the survival of, things were a bit tight with money and whatever, well, that base chakra isn't really going to believe that you're going to achieve a big goal. Like, we've got to, does that make sense? And then your sacral chakra is all about, you feeling good within yourself and your femininity or masculinity and your creativity. So you've just got to roll through each chakra and just roll through your body and feel your affirmation through them and go, that chakra doesn't feel like it believes in what I'm wanting to achieve. So, and it's all about like vibrating to what you want, but it's sometimes when you're in a bit of a pit, you've got to just start slower and build yourself up, as opposed to sometimes people are saying, oh yeah, I did a class and a lady so she was living very week to week, but she had this home that probably cost $4 million on her board, vision board. And I
Yeah.
went, I love that, but let's do another board with that you're living well above your means and everything's easy. Does that make sense? So I didn't
Yeah,
quash.
so that you're giving her the pathways to get to that $4 million
Yeah.
home.
Yes. Because it's just like you after a couple of weeks, you won't look at the vision board because you just know you don't align with it in any way.
Correct. You'll understand in your head it's just a pipe dream, but if you break it down into smaller segments, this is
Yes.
my stepping stone to make it happen. Off
Yes.
you go. I want to say something because I like what you said about the chakras, running it through your chakras. But if our viewers at home don't understand how to do that, I want them just to sit with their stomach. How does that feel in my stomach? Does that feel good? Running that idea, does that feel exciting? Does it feel good? Does it feel achievable? I think that's the word too, achievable, when you've broken it down to a small thing. Yeah, it
Yes.
feels good. Great. Start affirming it. Put that
Yes.
positive energy there. Does that make sense?
Yes.
I really like it. I really like affirmations, and I do them every day, and
Me
I do
too.
them all the time.
Yes.
And some of them are just so simple, and I think I like the simple because it's easy, but it's
Yeah.
effective. It's
Yes.
effective.
My favorite ones are all is well in my world. All is well in
Yeah,
my world.
yeah.
I'm in the
I am
right place.
grateful for me and my family. I'm grateful for my
Yeah.
family and my friends. All of those things.
Yes. I'm always in the right place at the right time for my highest good.
Yeah. Yeah,
Um,
I talk to my body a lot. So for me, it's
yeah.
my body is a healthy body. So I am healthy, I am wise, and I am what's the other one? I do a lot. So I actually go, my body is a healthy body. My mind's gone blank now that I'm trying to think about it because I just go into
Yeah.
automatic. I have a
While you're
good body. My
remembering,
body's a healthy body. My body is always well.
perfect. And back to when you said I am, it's so important to use that like in the present tense, that I am.
Yeah. And there are so many. And you've got to be, I am grateful. I am abundant. Now, that's a very open word, abundant. So that could come in many ways. It could come in a healthy
Yeah.
life. It could come in a flourished with good friends. Abundant doesn't always mean I'm flush with cash. And I think that's what people need to be specific about, with your intentions and your affirmations. What is it I'm wanting? So abundance for me is that's what I want. I want abundance. And that could be a lifetime with good friends. It could be a lifetime being able to feed myself. It doesn't mean I want $1 million in the bank. So
No.
that's where you've got to be quite specific. So I always walk when I'm going around when I do my walk for half an hour in my head, I am abundant, but I am grateful. I am visible. I am here. I am worthy. I am listening. I am receiving. All of these things that just go around in
Yes.
my head. And people must think I'm a real fruitcake when I go for a walk. 'Cause I'm saying it in my head, but my lips are moving. And it's like,
Yeah.
and it's just like, okay. But
Love.
how I feel though, Joe, when I finish that walk, I feel really empowered.
Because you're vibrating at what you're wanting.
Yeah. And that's why so viewers, give it a go. Write some of them down that you
Yes.
think, and I think everybody should say, I am worthy. That's the first
Yeah.
thing I would say to everybody. I am worthy. For people that
Yes.
have low self-worth, that really wants to lift you up, that really wants to pick you up to a point that, you know what, I'm a good person. I am worthy. Because you can say to people, do you deserve that? Yeah, nah. And it's like, why?
Mm.
Everybody deserves happiness and joy, but people have such a low self-esteem that if you start off with I am worthy, it really wants to start picking you up. And then I am grateful. I'm worthy and I'm grateful. So I'm grateful for where I'm at, but I'm happy to receive. So I am able to receive higher. And that
Mm.
just lifts you higher.
And I
There's
think
there's
it's,
lots people can do.
yeah, I've got a few people that have lived past their expiry date, so to speak, with, they were rather sick with cancer and things. And when they've come to see me, I was like, okay, what we're going to do is we're going to talk in the essence that you're going to live. So, every day my blood cells are increasing. And my body's becoming healthier every day. And there's three ladies, and it was a year ago that they were meant to be in heaven. And it's not me, but it's nothing to do with me really, but it's just me talking to them, because sometimes when they get in that journey, it becomes about appointments and and it's all negative, if that makes sense. So I've kind of got them to change out of their mindset of, you know, of thinking longevity. Does that make sense? And thinking that
Yes.
when they're eating this food, that it's, you know, blessing it and asking it to vibrate to its highest intention to help. Because even though they do have to take drugs that pharmaceuticals are providing, but they can't just rely on that to get them better. There has to be affirmations and affirming that their body's going to be healthy and has longevity. So I think it's affirmations are more about, for me, about creating a vibration in your life of what the level of what you're wanting. So some of us vibrate to keep where we are, and others need to vibrate to get to where they are.
Yeah, to elevate. But I think you're
Elevate.
right, Joe. I think it's a mindset shift too, because
Yes.
I've had many clients that have come to me and it's like they've got a medical diagnosis. That's the term I feel like I need to use, and they let
Yeah.
it define them. And the
Yes.
first thing that I will say to them is, "How lucky are you?" And I've just changed their mindset. It's like, "What do you mean I'm lucky? I've got to deal with this and this and this." It's like, "Yes, but now that you're aware of it, you can shift it quite easily.
Yes.
Understand what it is and then move it. Don't let it
Yeah.
define you." And I think that's what a lot of people they do when they've got a medical diagnosis. It's now defined them. They've got a label
Yes.
and they wear it. Whereas I'm not going to wear any labels. And I
Nope.
think that's where affirmations are really good because it can shift you
Yes.
out of any of that stuff. You don't need to own a label. Nobody
No.
does. And if you say, I am powerful, I am strong, I am resilient, I am a fighter, you can shift out of any of these things, any of these diagnoses, and get on with it. How many times have you seen on the news or in a magazine or a newspaper, I was supposed to be dead at 35 and I'm 100?
Yes.
It's because of the mindsets, because these people talk to themselves with positive words, with their affirmations every day. That is not who I am. I'm going to get it. I saw something yesterday. A man was not supposed to walk. He had a car accident when he was 23, now 45. Doctors have said, you'll never walk again. You wouldn't know because he's walking, he's strong, he goes to the gym. So his mindset is quite positive. He affirms to himself every day, I am healthy. I'm going to walk. You set
Yes.
that mindset, you can achieve anything. So this is what you've got to do, guys. Affirm every day what your life is, what you want it to be, but you've got to believe it. You've got to have that mindset. You've got to have that, it's like strength of your mind to put it
Yes.
out there, because as soon as you put an intention into a thought and as soon as you give that thought energy to create, the universe is going to bring that in. It wants to match that for you. So mind is strong. Your mind is powerful. Your affirmations need to be as strong. A man said to me once, you're not visible. You've been cloaked. And it's like, right. So I did some, stuff on myself to uncloak myself. And when I did my affirmations on my walk, I am visible. I am available for people. They can find me. Lo and
Yes.
behold, the bookings went through the roof because I was visible. I'm putting it out there.
Yes.
And that's that. So guys, start watching your words, because as Joe said at the start, words are powerful. If you're
Yes.
speaking to yourself in a negative tone, your affirmations won't work because there's no belief system behind it.
No.
So you've really got to start affirming what you want
Yes.
and believe it. Otherwise, don't waste your time.
No. And the other thing is, always say it in a positive way to yourself. So a lady the other day goes, oh, I've just got so much resentment for my ex-husband and he ruined my life. And I went, do you think about that a lot? And she said, yeah, all day. And I said, so has your life become better since that you've broken up? And she's gone, no. I went, do you think it would if you're thinking about that all day? And her body's like gone, like you could see the realization. And I said,
Yes.
you did the best you could when you met him. You were only young. You were not into self-development. No one really was at 19 or 20. And I said, but the thing is, what you want to tell yourself is that I'll no longer make those mistakes again because I'm wiser and smarter. But I just kept saying to her, to the universe, thanks for the lessons, and I'm moving on to a bigger and better life now. And then I've
Correct.
gone, your affirmation needs to say, what have I done today to improve and make my future bright? And she's like, oh yeah. And you could see when she went out of the room, the clogs are starting to turn on how she's going to change her mindset. So
You
a
can
lot
see it,
about,
can't you? You can
yes,
see the shift in
very
energy,
much.
just in the shift in the way they think. You can
Yes.
shift the energy. And, she could affirm, I am using that wisdom from the past to change and create a better future.
Yes.
Done. Don't sit
Absolutely.
in
So,
Guys, don't sit in shit. Don't sit in it, because if you're
no.
gonna sit in it, you're gonna create more of it. So, claim the wisdom from that experience. However horrific that experience was, claim the
Yes.
wisdom. I am a better person because of that experience. See, it's positive. Might be a horrific experience, but I'm a better person because I've learned some life skills. I'm gonna take those life skills and move forward. So, I'm gonna claim the wisdom. I'm gonna move forward. Let's go. Let's create the best possible life.
Absolutely. And I think sometimes also, you want to look at your friends group. And I love lots of people, but I love to fly with the eagles. I don't hang around turkeys that are negative Nellies and talking about things that they just want to blame, but they never want to make their life better.
No, you can't, because your energy is too important. So with your
Yeah.
energy, really good point, Joe. With your energy, you've got to put it where it's uplifting.
Yes.
It's invigorating you. It's empowering you. If you're
Yes.
sitting with the not if you're sitting with people that are negative and woe is me, all of that sort of stuff, all you're going to feel is depleted. And it's just like, put yourself, do I want to be depleted? Do I want to be uplifted? I want to be uplifted. Let's go. So it's very, very important. I did a really good meditation the other day by Steve Noble, and I'm going to pop it in the comments, like a link to it in the comments. And it is, I am my own script writer. And
Oh, I love it.
it's just like, and it's all half an hour of just affirmations. But what he does is he just gets you to lie there or sit there, and you close your eyes, you're just breathing, and he just repeats it over and over and over so that you can listen to it. And in your head, I am the script writer. I create my own destiny in my life. I want,
Yes.
So I'll pop that in the comments, guys, because I found that a really, really good affirmation. And it goes for about, I think, between 22 and 30 minutes. Really, really powerful. So I'll pop that in because that's like, that just popped into my head.
Mm.
Great way to get started.
Yeah. And another way is like just feeling into your body every time you do something. So, the other day I hung out with some girlfriends, and man, I got in the car and I felt like I drove my car home, but I felt like I flew home because I was so on a high of love in my heart and just amazing. But
Yeah,
sometimes, and I'm not saying, and sometimes your friends are going through a bit and you don't want to kick them to the curve because they were having a moment. That's not it. But, you got to look at your whole life and go, oh, did that make me feel good? If it didn't, it's not affirming my life to be of goodness. And that could be looking
correct,
at, yeah, it could be looking at, does that food make me feel foggy and crap? Like,
correct.
does drinking alcohol make me feel crap the next day? And then I've lost a whole day of my life because I'm feeling ordinary. So
Yeah.
it's just about
Or do I stay
looking at
up
it.
late at night? Yeah.
Yeah,
Do I need more
scrolling.
sleep? Look
Yeah.
at it all. Yeah, Joe,
So
you're
it's,
onto it, and I love that.
yes, it's just not about affirmations that we write and say every day, which it is, but it's also about affirming our whole vibration of our life. Lots of ladies they've had a bad breakup, and then when they're going to their next date, it's like they're driving going, oh, I hope I don't get what I just had. Wrong way. Like, so I
Yeah.
kind of always say, write a list of not the perfect guy, but a guy or a person that you want to resonate or vibrate with. Does that make
Yeah.
sense?
Yeah, have
But
the
you
attributes you
also,
want. They have the attributes you want and that you're looking
yes,
for, so that it's a more uplifting, positive
yes,
experience, not the previous experience that you've had that might not have been the best. You're affirming, I want these attributes in this person.
yes.
Let's go.
So I often say to people, put it on a list, and then you don't have to write the list every day, but you need to say, I am vibrating to attract that person to me.
Yeah.
Sometimes you'll get men and women, and they'll want this perfect person. And I will say back to them, are you doing everything you can to attract that person to you? Because often, I had one lady and she would go to the local pub every afternoon for a beer or five. And I go, geez, would the man that you're wanting to attract find that really attractive that you would be classed as an alcoholic because you're drinking every day? What do you mean? Like, and
Yeah.
she was very good looking. I said, yeah, but that man that you're wanting will see through that. And he won't want, if he's fit and really well buffed and toned, he won't want a girl that goes to the pub every afternoon. Anyway, and she goes, oh, and I could tell I fluffed her and rattled her a little bit, but sometimes your ego gets in about what you want, but you're not doing anything on your behalf to attract that either.
Correct.
Does that, and it's
Correct.
mean to
No,
say that
yeah.
sometimes, but if people are paying money to see us, we've got to be honest about
You have to be
how they're
truthful.
right.
Have to be truthful. And that's what I would have said to that lady, do you think you're going to find the perfect man in the pub?
Well, yeah, that's another aspect of it.
Not that I'm saying you might not, but I'm just saying if you're going to be there every day, what are you projecting to what are you receiving? Do you know what I mean?
Yes,
So I'll say to people, this is why I like affirmations because, as you
yes,
said, Joe, they really want to lift us higher. They want to take us higher.
yes,
So I use
yes,
my affirmations so that I can actually be running on my highest timeline at the possible
perfect.
time. Do you know what I mean? So we want to run as
Yes,
high as we can so that when
yes,
we're running at the highest possible level, you're attracting at the highest possible level. If you're
yes,
only affirming and you're not believing it, you're going to be running at the lowest possible timeline. It's time
that's
for
right.
us to up it, keep going higher, higher,
Yes,
higher, so that you bring in the best for you. That's what it's all
yeah.
about. Otherwise, why
And
bother?
yeah, and I think it's also about, people can definitely in 2026 timeline jump, meaning they can make a quick jump to where they want more than any other time in the 2000 years of existence that they can jump
Yeah,
to where they want. So, but it's just, being very conscious of of cancel that. Let me, let me
correct.
change that thought. And for me, like you go walking the other day, I was just tired and hot. I'd had a big day and I could feel myself slipping a little bit. So then, I went for a swim in the pool and then walked around the garden for a bit. And then I came, it was only like for half an hour. And then I came in and went, right, I can conquer the world again. But I just,
Exactly.
yeah. Mm.
It does
So
that. That's
sometimes
what
it's,
this. That's what it's all about. Getting out to nature. So you're clearing your
yeah,
your your world. And then you go with the affirmations, and you're so right, Joe. You feel so empowered that I can take then on the world. Bring it
yes,
on. Let's go.
yes. Yeah, and then
Love it.
positive in, positive out. I very rarely listen to the radio. I'll either put on a YouTube thing on the way to work. I live in the middle of nowhere, so Wi-Fi can be challenging. But at Christmas time, I asked everyone who was buying me presents, "Oh, I'll have a Apple iTunes voucher, please." And
Yes.
then also I buy them when they're on special at Big W or Target for 20% off. So then, like I'm only spending $80 for $100 voucher.
More bang for your
um,
buck. Love it.
that's right. So yeah, so then I bought on them. So then I've got a year's worth of iTunes vouchers to buy. I like to listen to books, so you know, um, positive in, positive out. So
Correct. Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. Put the good stuff in because if you're feeding yourself with shit, that's all you're going to
yeah,
get out. So
yeah,
affirm to yourself, I deserve the best. I am the best. I am attracting the best. I am
yes,
deserving of, quality things in my life. Start
yes,
putting it out there, guys, because it's very, very important that if you put crap in, you're going to get crap out. So start shifting that. And when do I start? You start now. And
yeah,
catch your thoughts. If the thoughts are heavy, as Joe said, canceling that, deleting that, not doing it. So, and I'll
yes,
say to the universe, I'll take that back. Take that back. I'm not doing that. Take that back. And then you shift
yes.
it and start
Mm,
shifting your mindset. So start catching yourself, start shifting your mindset because good things want
okay.
to come to you. It's just whether you're ready to receive them or not. So I
Mm,
would always start with, I am worthy. And look in the mirror when you want to say that to yourself sometimes.
yes,
I am worthy. Really put yourself on the spot. It's very confronting. When you start believing it, though, get ready for your life to start changing it. Because at the start,
yes,
sometimes you think, yeah, I don't know. But then when you start doing it with conviction and you look at that mirror and go, you know what? I am worthy. I'm a really good person. I deserve the best. The universe goes, you get it now. Let's go. So
yeah.
start with
And
your
my biggest thing
affirmations,
is,
guys. Get on with it.
yeah, you're affirming your life. You're not comparing your life to others.
Correct.
Nothing
Yeah.
goes good
We
when
don't
you
compare.
compare. No.
We don't compare. Everybody's on a different journey. Everybody's having a different experience. So there's
Yes.
no, competition here. And what
No.
we want you to do is have the most amazing experience. And if you can do that on the highest possible timeline, oh my God, you're going to feel so much more empowered and enriched in your life that
Yes,
you'll start to flow effortlessly through life. It's powerful.
absolutely. I love it.
Love it. All right, my love. Don't forget,
Thank
guys,
you so much.
don't forget to like, subscribe, share, all of that sort of stuff. Joe, thank you
Yeah.
very much for your wisdom as usual. We love it.
And yours as well. We're a great
Thanks, my
team.
love. We are a great team, and we look forward to seeing you next week for more. Have a great week, everyone. Bye.
Bye.